Let's go back and see how soon we're going to be starting the race. There is our qualifying result. Fastest lap goes to Airport Hobo with a solid lap, 126.0. All right, we have 1 minute till the race starts, is what our host is saying. Now let's go on back, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about vis-a-vis Simon. Simon had a little trouble with his rig. He was trying to figure out why his wheel wouldn't calibrate, and ended up doing his best to fix it. And nice leg, Simon. All right, here we go. Race is about to start. We are spectating now. Let's get the display up. Ball starts are penalized. Everybody's got the foot on the brake, foot on the gas, pressing hard. Lights are on. Lights are out, and off we go. Airport Hobo gets a good jump on Scruffy Toff. Scruffy, though, trying like hell to get the inside line here, see if he can tuck his nose in, and he does. Not quite enough, because he's having to worry about Kobayashi Maru in his tail, on his tail. And so Scruffy is having to defend hard to keep Kobayashi Maru, and we get a tremendous jump from Glava there, and that knocks it back into last place. So all that battling in behind him puts Airport Hobo in good shape with more than a second lead. And Scruffy is having to defend hard as he has got Kobayashi Maru right under his wing. And off goes Glava. Is that Glava? That is not Glava. That is Simon. Simon having to go on the controllers, making life very difficult indeed for him. Now Airport Hobo continues to pull away as he comes around the corkscrew. Scruffy, no! Kobayashi Maru goes in too hot, gets in the gravel trap. So Scruffy says, bye-bye. Now Matt MacGyver is going to try to get into Splatter's slipstream as they come upon the straight in the final corner, and Kobayashi Maru is still off into the gravel trap. He's found himself another one. Simon struggling with that controller. Kobayashi Maru is out of the dirt, back on the track with no doubt very dirty tires. All right, into the Andretti hairpin we go. And Scruffy Toff comes out in good shapes. Splatter takes that inside line a little too tight. Now he gets the inside on the next right-hander. So Splatter up into third place, past Matt MacGyver. Glava holding his own in fifth, not too far behind Matt. And if he can get into that double slipstream in a hurry, he might find himself in an advantageous position. That's a little bit of dirt. Not a good thing coming into this corner here. This is a fast turn. See how much of the curb he can pick up. Okay, oh, he's good all the way out. Doesn't even scrape the curb on the way out. So he gets a good line coming through. Comes through fast. Scruffy down through the corkscrew. Looking sharp. Not taking all the track. I think he's being a little bit careful. And everybody's clapping for themselves, getting a purple lap. It's the second lap, guys. It always happens. Take it easy. And Matt MacGyver takes a great line. Coming to the final turn. This one feels like a hairpin. You're coming in so fast. Oh, MacGyver gets sloppy. You're coming in so fast. And sometimes since it is a decreasing radius, it is really, really hard to judge if you're not super familiar with it. It makes for some great overtaking. Speaking of which, this turn right here is great for overtakes. The Andretti hairpin is kind of famous for it. All right, how's our leader doing? Airport Hobo just keeps drawing away from the rest of the pack. 2.5 seconds now ahead of Scruffy Toff. Mark has now found his rhythm and is pulling away from the rest of the pack. Unfortunately, that battle he got into at the beginning with Kobayashi did not put him in good shape. And he is nowhere near Airport Hobo at the moment, so he's going to have to hope for Airport Hobo to... Yep, well, wish comes true. Airport Hobo has a nasty off. Let's see if we can catch that on the rerun. But holy cow, now that puts Scruffy into first place. He has put on the afterburners here. Now a full second, 0.1 in the lead, and now Airport Hobo has to contend with the cars behind him. Oh, Matt MacGyver, I don't know if he got hit, but boy, something has got him loose. Let's see what happened to Hobo real quick before they go into the Andretti. Oh, I'm going to have to be real fast on this one. And he got loose. All right, see what happens in the hairpin here. All right, Splatter and MacGyver have at it. Matt MacGyver takes his spot coming out of the hairpin. I'm going to see if I can catch that Hobo here a little bit. Oh, man. Poor Splatter has just gotten off into the dirt. His tires are going to be ruined. And they are, and off into the barrier he goes. Oh, unhappy days. Oh, man, he was flying. I guess he got a little too hot there, and that car spun wildly, which this thing wants to do in Gran Turismo 7. If you get this thing loose, there's no telling what it's going to do. One of the most dramatic spins happened in this very series, and it happened to our friend Mark right here as he passes cleanly over the corkscrew and that steep mountain. He must have done a 1080. I don't think I've ever seen anybody spin that dramatically anywhere except in an actual race. Holy cow, it was unbelievable. All right, here's Kobayashi Maru trying to make his way back up to the front. Got a ways to go yet, but he's ticking off the seconds here. What's happened to Glava? Looks like our back markers have been running into serious trouble. It's Kobayashi Maru is picking up time very quickly. Oh, and here comes Airport Hobo. And Scruffy must have had a bit of an incident there, because all of a sudden Airport Hobo has found the rear wing of that car, Scruffy's, and trying to poke his nose in there, and a little peekaboo, give a little bit of the okie doke. So Mark is going to have to go defensive here in a hurry. I think he just got a little bit of a bump on him there. All right, so coming to pass this fun and interesting sweeper. Marco's a little wide, gets a lot of curve. It's going to scrub off a couple of hundreds. All right, what are they doing? So going to go too hot into the corkscrew. He does, and he gets a perfect line. So that keeps Hobo at bay for the moment. Man, he's not letting up. Hobo is absolutely relentless. All right, into the final turn. Tricky one. It's hard to get a good exit out of this corner. Mark does so. Now Airport Hobo is going to have a slipstream. And so far, Simon has put down a cracking 126.1 on a controller. Even with a broken wheel, the boy can drive. Not that he's driving on that broken wheel. I think you saw the pieces of parts lying about. Simon's going to be on the controller, and yet he is still quick. All right, so Matt MacGyver is giving Airport Hobo what for, his Bandits Club teammate. So Airport Hobo is having to defend. Hi, Arnis. It's good to see you on the chat, buddy. Wish we could see you in the race, but I understand that you're a working man and life goes on. We do have a terrific race for the top 3 spots. Coming into the corkscrew, everybody's spreading out just a little bit wide. And Airport Hobo, oh man, he was trying to take the inside and go too wide, which almost never works. And it didn't work for him in this instance, but he kept it on track. I don't know how he keeps it on track. That's astonishing. So that puts MacGyver into P2. And going into the final turn, Airport Hobo gets a little frisky there. And yeah, he decides his behavior was a bit naughty, so he's going to let Scruff go by. Yeah, that's unfortunate. He got a little too aggressive and took too much off the Scruffy top. So That puts Matt MacGyver in P1 and gives him a 7-second lead. That is quite unfortunate. But fair play to Hobo. Uh, he knows it wasn't the best maneuver, and so he has taken his punishment. Let's see if I can get a look at what happened there. Now I'm going to try going back a little further here. Sorry. Let's try it again. Here we go. All right. So he just came wide, is the way it appears, and took Scruffy out. Okay, so MacGyver's got about a 7-second lead. That is narrowing just a touch. Scruffy Toff, fast in this series, is now ticking off some time there, narrowing the gap. Will it be enough halfway through the race? Tough call. It's going to take probably a boo-boo on Matt MacGyver's part. Matt uh, is wallowing in the luxury of clean air, which at this track is very important. When you get behind a car and your front end starts to go off and lighten up, it can be very ugly indeed. So Matt is still pulling away. Scruffy is now scrubbed off second to Simon. And Simon is lightning quick. If Simon can keep that damn thing on the track, he will be contending for a podium at the very least. But off he goes into the dirt. Not too much, but even a little bit of dirt here. This sandy soil is not good for tires. And GT7 is pretty good at figuring out how much dirt your sticky softs. Simon is going to have to go through the next couple of corners very carefully and not do that, which he did. No, not that, Simon. All right, Airport Hobo now gets past Simon and working his way up to Scruffy Toff. Matt MacGyver is lounging comfortably in first place, so he has picked up a half second. Look at that. Which he will be serving momentarily. All right, Scruff now has to worry about Airport Hobo on his pipes. Once again, these two have been battling it out for the whole race. Right, Simon's getting a little wild back there, trying to make his way up to the front once again. Simon definitely has the speed, but on that controller, it's a little bit touchy. All right, how's Glava doing back here? Glava is comfortably in fifth, so nice little batch of points if we can hold it. Splatter trying to make his way up. Splatter has gotten himself far behind with that crash into the wall. So cars in this series are self-healing. It is minimal damage, mechanical damage. It only lasts for a few seconds. We've got light on the damage, easy on the tire degradation and fuel consumption. So it makes for some very good sprinting. And there's Kobayashi Maru advertising ACC once again. He absolutely loves that game. Only because it's awesome. Yeah, Matt MacGyver is not losing any time. He loves being out in front, clearly. All right, Scruffy's pulled away somewhat from Airport Hobo. Ignore that remaining fuel thing. That's a GT7 glitch. Whenever you pass between cars. All right, Simon's making his way back up after a couple of slight incidents. Glava's still 13, almost 14 seconds behind him. So let's focus here on the front for a while. The battle seems to be for second and third. And Airport Hobo is getting wild with his tires screaming. Oh, great aerial shot. Thank you, Gran Turismo. Only they can do this at the real track. IndyCar is too cheap for a helicopter. Now Simon is off again. Doggone it. See if we can see what happened there. Just yeah, gets up on the curb there. That sausage, you do not want to hit that thing. You either want to go over it or around it. You do not want to go on top of it. Oh, no, what's happened? Oh God, no. This thing, I think this thing has lost its mind here. Oh, there we go. Okay, I just hit the wrong button. Oh, thank the Lord. Yeah, I was trying to stop that replay, and I was frantically hitting buttons, and I kept hitting the wrong one. So my apologies to viewers and racers alike. And again, there he goes. He's off, and I hit the button, and we're back. Okay, cool. All right, 5 minutes to go. Matt MacGyver 10 seconds ahead. Scruffy Top now is airport hobo all over his backside. Airport hobo picks up a half second for him. So again goes Tokyo Drift around the Andretti hairpin. Nice save, Travis. All right, Simon does not go into the slide, and he is our usual king of the drifters. So nicely done. Very clean, Simon. Let's see if he can get around this one here without hitting the sausage. Does beautifully. Yeah, it's a little too much of the outside, but holds on. All right, back to P2 here. What do we got? Okay, Airport Hobo has not served his penalty yet. And into the corkscrew. I think Airport Hobo is going to want to stay back. He doesn't want to get in quite as deep as he had the last couple of times. It gets way inside. I guess he thought that was going to be an advantage, and perhaps it was. Because he came out quick. She used every bit of that downhill to accelerate nicely out of that corkscrew. All right, coming into the final semi-hairpin. And Airport Hobo now has to slow down. Boy, he had a run on Scruffy Top until that happened. He's got to be just bashing that steering wheel right now. This is a crazy car to race. It made its bones on track. So the way it behaves in Gran Turismo is a little bit surprising because the car gets loose easily. Um, I don't know how true to form that is for the car in real life because it was a monster on track. But boy, here in Gran Turismo, um, I'm going to have to say I'm not a fan of racing the car. I do love the car in real life. I know that I love racing it so much. But these guys, they make it work, and they are certainly having a good time. Far be it from me to rain on their parade. It certainly is a lot of fun to watch. Wow. Scruffy gets a feel of what the corkscrew can be like in real life there. And the car will get loose on both ends. There's a nasty hump coming down there. You have to get it just right. I like to pull off on the throttle somewhat and then pound it at the bottom. Oh, man, look at that, eh? Airport Hobo trying to find space on the outside. Gets it. He made that move stick this time. Is he going to make it stick going into the Andretti? I don't think so. He's too far out. Scruffy. Oh, boy, look at that. Man, he gets so much speed coming in. Then he has to outbrake himself to get through. Car gets through. Scruffy gets through. But he and Airport Hobo are just having a hell of a fight. And while this goes on, Matt MacGyver just runs away with almost 14 seconds to the good of the rest of the crowd and drops a 125.9 on his previous lap. He's loving the clean air. Hobo right up Scruffy's chuff, whatever a chuff is. Coming up the hill into the corkscrew. Let's see what Airport Hobo's move's going to be. Let's get on trail cam and see what this looks like. Yes, Scruffy likes the inside line. Airport Hobo clearly likes the other one. Both of them are coming out equally fast. Airport Hobo, I think, a little bit quicker, but it's not helping him in the next turn. There he catches a little. Oh, man, it just saved him, too. caught that little bit of dirt. I thought that was going to be curtains for him. He's super fast out of that last turn. Both drivers, man, nobody's given an inch. Good grief. Man, this is some great racing. Airport Hobo once again trying the outside. Scruffy going defensive, which in this case isn't that hard since he's taking the usual racing line. Airport Hobo's trying to find something that'll make him work. But with just 22 seconds to go, and MacGyver goes into a nasty slide, doesn't spin, helpfully for him. And he being Matt MacGyver is coming up to the corkscrew. We're going to pay attention to this part of the track here because this is where the race is. Scruffy doing everything in his power to keep that car on track, to get fast exits and go defensive at the same time. Let's see what happens here in the corkscrew. Holy cow, goes on the outside again. Does a little peekaboo on Scruffy. Scruffy's having none of it. All right, where's Matt MacGyver here? Matt MacGyver is on the last bit of the track. We'll stay here until it's about time to cross the start-finish line. All right, here's MacGyver crossing the track. Nice run, Matt. Does a nice little slide for us. Thank you very much. All right, back on to P2 and P3. Oh, man, Airport Hobo trying to get the outside. Gets too much of it. He'd already grabbed the penalty, so that's going to cost him a second. So that gives Scruffy P2, Airport Hobo P3, but one hell of a battle between those two. Oh, man. And Airport Hobo gets P3 splatter, P5 coming around the corner. Ginger Ninja somehow hangs on with his controller and gets fourth place. Glava in the Mars bar must be content with P6. And Kobayashi Maru decides he's going to give us a show because he didn't have too great a race that time. But my friend, there is another sprint coming up, so happy days. But, thanks for putting on a nice show for the crowd here. All right, looking good, Justin. And the race is over. Matt MacGyver, not only with the win, with the fastest lap, and does it running away. Congratulations, MacGyver. Hey, Toothless Dave, how's it going? Coleman, how are you there? Yeah, I'm sorry I wasn't able to spend any time on the chat, but God, that was a race. All right. So congratulations, Matt, and the Bandits Club represent. Moved up 2 spaces, started the race in P3, moved up quickly. He never gave up, and it showed. So here is your final tally, my friends. I don't even have to move the overlay since we have 7 on track. Airport Hobo, of course, picks up that full second for getting a penalty on the last lap. Didn't hurt him, though. He still ended up in P3, so nice podium, my friend. So we got Matt, fastest in the race, fastest lap, first place. Scruffy Tough in second. Hell of a defense, my friend. Gets a 127.1. It was not anywhere near the bestest and fastest lap, but my God, was he consistent. And it paid off. All right, who's ready to race? Yeah, Splatter's changing the room now. We do return to the second sprint with the positions reversed if you haven't seen this series in the past. Everybody starts over, flips the grid around, and we will have a lot of overtaking. All right, everybody tick in. Simon was apologizing to Glava. Glava says, all good, bro, because these are nice people that we race with. And my goodness, if you haven't joined, you really ought to think about it. It is so much fun, and you meet the nicest people in Gen X racing. Yeah, sorry, Toothless Dave, you couldn't make it. We are really looking forward to having you on track. Really, really looking forward to having you in. Toothless Dave, if he hasn't been racing, he at least has been joining the chats and making it a whole lot of extra fun. So yeah, even if you're not racing, it's great to have you in the group with your colorful posts. Yeah, Airport Hobo saying sorry for the contact. Scruffy Toss saying, which one? Yeah, I think that's Mark's way of saying, all good, mate. But oh my God, what a battle. What a battle for second. And aside from that one little bit of trouble that Airport Hobo got into, man, did he ever race clean and close. Super exciting for those of us who were watching. All right, big old race about to start here. Let us spectate. Let us get all the particulars up. We are going to start with Kobayashi Maru in the lead, and this is a dude who can defend. So look out. Everybody in back there, you had better be ready because Kobayashi Maru is coming with a strong defense. Glava is also very quick. Oh my God, look at Splatter's start. Man, Splatter just jumps the line. I don't know what he did with his brakes and his accelerator there. It was brilliant, but if he's going to get through the Andretti hairpin, he's going to have to work for it. Kobayashi Maru has an off. Splatter has a poor exit out of turn two, excuse me. And oh man, it is absolutely nuts back here. Let's get on the trail cam and see what's what. All right, that dropped MacGyver back into fourth. Or maybe it moved him up into fourth. Excuse me. He's made his way up to the front. And Splatter dropped back after a brilliant start. Just nicks around the inside on MacGyver. That was a terrific maneuver. MacGyver's on his wing there. Coming up through the corkscrew here. Side by side go Kobayashi Maru and Airport Hobo. Kobayashi Maru wisely backs up, but Splatter comes in too hot. Gets all over the edge of Kobayashi Maru and just dumps it into the gravel. So Splatter will be way, way, way in the back and have a long way to go, just like Thursday's child. All right. And Simon says, thank you very much for all that fighting and tussling in the rear here. I'm just going to take the lead now and enjoy this clean air. So Airport Hobo now pops up into second place. Kobayashi Maru now drops back to third and goes into a brisk defense, holds the inside line, takes enough of the outside to keep MacGyver at bay. Tries to get in tight, can't quite make it go. Let's see how much of this how much his curb he can get. Not very much. He's coming in hot. So he's coming out wide. That could be working to MacGyver's benefit if he can't make that thing stick to the inside. He's bringing a lot of speed. I think MacGyver was looking at the outside trying to find a way around, and Justin wasn't giving it because he's going wide himself. All right, what's going on? Up here going to the corkscrew. Let's see. Oh, yeah, he slows it way down. He does not want to make a mistake there on his controller. Airport Hobo's through clean. Looks like the rest of the field is coming through okay. How's Splatter doing back there? Splatter just makes it through the corkscrew, gets a little wild. All right, Scruffy Top, who finished second in the previous sprint, is trying to find some way around Glava. Kobayashi Maru gets a teeny little bump there from MacGyver. MacGyver backs out a little, gives that spot back to Kobayashi Maru, or at least doesn't take advantage of it. Better play, my friend. Canadians are also polite. Canadians are polite in a way where when they stick the knife in, they always say sorry, just before they give it a twist. Gotta love Canada. Anybody who calls their primary money a loonie has just got to be wonderful. All right, Simon's having a bit of a struggle. Just caught a bit of the sausage there. Now it's coming around the fast left-hander up the hill. Oh man, he ate that sausage kernel right there. He just let it go right under his car, and I believe he got a little slap on the wrist for that. So that's not going to help him because Airport Hobo now is right up his chop. Airport Hobo is smelling victory here as he goes Tokyo Drift in the corner, takes some gravel. Not going to hurt him too much. So Simon's about to slow down here now. There's a second and a half between them, though, so that's not going to help Airport Hobo any. At least not as much as he wishes. Oh, my God. What slowed him down so much? Half a second should not have been that much of an advantage for him. Perhaps it's from him coming up the hill. Maybe I don't know this track as well as I thought I did. Airport Hobo comes too hot in the Andretti hairpin, goes wide, and Simon snatches P1 for the moment. Good battle. Well, anywhere you see Airport Hobo on the track, you can find a race. Okay, got inside briskly. I'm going to say that was probably just rubbing his racing. No, he didn't think so. He thought he was a little too aggressive, and so he gave that spot back to Simon, which really, really hurts him because now he drops back to P5 and is having to defend against Scruffy Toff, who is lightning quick. Let's go ahead and see what happened back there. Maybe we can catch it. All right, we're going to try again here. Let's see what's happening. No, we're going to go to the corkscrew. This is too much fun. Let's watch this. Oh, dang. Now that deserves a replay right there. Everybody's going madly through the corkscrew. Airport Hobo takes it too wide with lava. That was brutal insanity, and they all managed to make it through somehow. So Kobayashi Maru now, thanks to all that fighting, takes the lead. Oh, that was brilliant. Just brilliant. Let's go back and have a look at that. No, I didn't. Oh, shoot. I hit the right buttons again. Doggone it. This damn chicken keyboard. Can't see anything. All right. What do we got here? We got MacGyver and Simon trying to do the Andretti too wide. And Glava has a tough time going through. That drops him into P7. Splatter jumps up into P5. Airport Hobo. What happened here? Is that Glava that just got knocked off? Goodness. We'll have to have a look at that again. All right, back to the front. Kobayashi Maru enjoying the clean air and the bright sunshine of Monterey County. MacGyver goes Tokyo Drift. Airport Hobo goes Tokyo Drift. Everybody who was in the middle is now at the back. Oh, the pain. Kobayashi Maru is saying, man, thanks you guys. Appreciate all the fighting back there. Those splatters now jumped up into P2. Scruffy Top now in the final podium spot, ostensibly, but we've got almost 13 minutes to go. So, as you can see, plainly anything can happen in this series, and it has. And Airport Hobo's picked up another 5 seconds. And Simon is off that damn controller. Oh, come on, Simon, get back in it. You know you're right quick. 126.1 is the fastest lap, and Simon owns it. All right, Airport Hobo gets the wild coming out of the final corner, and he's got 0.5 of a second to serve, which he's done. Kobayashi Maru's lead widens, the gap expands. Splatter now is in a tete-a-tete with Scruffy Toff. So these boys are getting spicy. We'll go back to Airport Hobo in a minute because you know there's racing happening wherever he is. But right now, let's focus here. Oh, Scruffy must have got a bad run out of one of the corners. He's up to a second behind. Splatter just trying to maintain a pace, keep it on the racing line. So P2 for Splatter at the moment. It takes too much of the corkscrew. It's probably going to. It's either going to be a penalty or a very lucky break, and I think it's the latter for Splatter. Scruffy Top trying to make the outside line work, or he's giving Splatter the old peekaboo. Just letting him know he's there. All right, Splatter takes it wide. Glava's getting some. Quickly, let's go back to Simon here, who's struggling to keep that car on track, as has Airport Hobo. equally struggled. Kobayashi Maru with a 3-second lead. Huge gap. Scruffy Toff grabs P2 and gives Splatter a little slap there. So he's going to have to drop back a teeny bit and let Splatter have his way. But he's not going anywhere, neither is Glauc. The overlay, Toothless Dave, is available. You just talk to Justin, talk to Kobayashi Maru about getting that. Yeah. And Splatter goes wide off into the gravel in the runoff area and just screws his race in that one spot, trying to get it back in the corkscrew. That's not a good place to recover with dirty tires. You have to slow down and try to make that thing stick. All right, rough go. And Kobayashi Maru, meanwhile, widens that gap ever so much. He's nearly 5 seconds to the good of the rest of the field. Scruffy Toff now a second ahead of Matt MacGyver, who is coming strong. And Matt, if you recall in race 1, was giving Scruffy Toff a very hard time, as he was Airport Hobo. He ascended to first place with a lot of good maneuvers and a great deal of pace. I think a 126.1, the one that Simon has laid down, would be a hard one to overcome. And Matt MacGyver goes purple, so I may have spoken too soon. Maybe it is the opposite of a commentator's curse. And Matt MacGyver, that screaming section now is within a second of Scruffy Toff. Kobayashi Maru is at the top of the hill, waiting to hit this incredible drop. Takes a great line, gets through cleanly. Here comes Scruffy, followed closely by Matt. Splatter makes it through, and he's back up into fourth. He's past Lava. Lava's clearly had a bit of an off. Simon's still enjoying the fastest lap. Makes his way through the corkscrew, takes a beautiful line. Airport Hobo struggles at the top, but makes it work. There's Kobayashi with 8 minutes to go. A 4-second lead. You see how light the front of that car gets coming up over the hill. They're lucky there isn't a sharp turn there. All right, through the Andretti hairpin, a little wide, doesn't touch any curb, but comes through quick. Now the race is once again for the last two podium spots, just as we saw in race 1. And Scruffy now has the purple sector by 0.12. Scruffy has clean air, so this could work well for him. Let's see if he can crack that 126.1. He's good up the hill. Guyver's using that slipstream. But he has the right quick car in front of him. Gets through the corkscrew perfectly. Just dead on the racing line. Comes out wide. Very wide, so that's going to scrape time off. And unless he has an epic last bit here, he's not going to be looking at the fastest lap. He will be looking at a good lap, no question about it. Boy, MacGyver has got every bit of that tunnel that Scruffy's created in the air. So 126.4, terrific lap. MacGyver drops a 126.1, but it's a 1.7, so he's still 500ths off the fastest lap that Simon has dropped. Kobayashi Maru's lead has decreased by a couple of seconds, so he must have had a moment. Scruffy and MacGyver still having a go at each other. Splatter is firmly in fourth. Lava even more comfortably in fifth. Simon driving fast laps but struggling with that controller and in that car that he frankly does not like. Airport Hobo's decided that he is going to stay at the back and grab whatever bits he can get. You got enough of Discord? Ah, cool, Dave. Good deal. Yeah, I thought you might be able to grab it. I wasn't sure if that was open to everybody or not, but I'm glad to hear it is. All right, Kobayashi Maru is now pulling away once again. Scruffy Top is doing everything he can yet again to hold on to second place. I'll tell you what, he's scrapping harder for P2 than he ever has for a win. But I tell you what, you just got to be tingling, man. This is crazy fun. It's crazy fun to watch, but when you're in this position that the two of you are in inside of a race, there is hardly anything in the world more thrilling than this. Maybe the birth of your first child. I can't think of much else. As MacGyver goes in for the kill. What's he going to do here coming into the corkscrew? Does he want to go wide? Does he want to try to get in Scruffy's head and try to make him make a mistake? Well, he's not close enough to do that. He backed out and he touched bumpers. Maybe so. But both of them get a great exit off the corkscrew. MacGyver's just a little better. Scruffy gets dirt in the sweeper, catches some sausage there. MacGyver, though, just can't find a way in. Scruffy's good on the racing line, so is MacGyver. I think this is where the slipstream will come into play. Let's watch this. Let's get. Oh, it's not letting me do it. Okay. Something's happening to my keyboard. He's going to try to do a trail cam on MacGyver, and he will make the attempt here shortly. No, it's not going to do it. There's at least the bumper cam. Yeah, the L key. There it goes. The key's working now. All right, so MacGyver's dropped back a little bit. All right, Splatter catches a little dirt, but he's making his way up to the top three. Just 2 seconds with almost 3 minutes remaining in the race. 2 seconds may be a hard road to hoe, but not impossible given the battles he has in front of him. Splatter has got every opportunity here to catch up. Kobayashi Maru's lead has lessened, but is still significant. Coming about, almost 2 seconds to the good. Now he is. He has that battle behind him with Scruffy and MacGyver to thank for that. MacGyver, though, is dropping well back with Scruffy. Now Splatter's getting a taste of the podium here. Just goes in too hot, has to slam on the anchors. And did everything he could to avoid mashing into Matt and destroying his race. So, the epic maneuver, I have to give Splatter a lot of credit for hanging on to that car. Don't know how he did it, as MacGyver gets a whole lot of curve, gets into the dust. And he has Splatter to thank for keeping P3. Because had that happened and Splatter not gone off, I think he would have lost that spot pretty easily. That said, Splatter is now narrowing that gap bit by bit with just 1:23 to go. And how's Kobayashi doing here? Now he's just about a half a second to the good of Scruffy. And so he's going to have to go defensive with just a lap to go after this. Scruffy has decided, okay, I've run away from Matt. Now it's time to dive to the lead here. So Kobayashi Maru will have to put up his famous defense. He's going to make this his lead stick. But if anybody can do it, Justin can. And Scruffy well knows it. He knows how Kobayashi Maru can defend. So he is going to have to bide his time on this lap and find a way around that car. And Kobayashi Maru is going, oh my God, no! What has happened? Scruffy goes off on the curb and walls it. Oh, it's painful. So painful. So Kobayashi Maru is going to be clapping his hands on the steering wheel because now he can just ease into it and take a very careful racing line. He's got a 3.5-second gap to his nearest competitor, who is Matt MacGyver. And Scruffy is now dropped into 5th place. Let's see if we can figure out what happened to Scruff real quick before we go on back to Kobayashi Maru. And he just got too hard on the gas. That's all it was. So back to Kobayashi Maru, who's picked up a slight penalty. This will not hurt him in the least. Not in the least. He'll just enjoy a nice slow run to the finish line. There he goes, stomps on the gas, and boom, there he goes, flashing the lights, a little dance. Matt MacGyver in P2 gives us a nice slide. Glava P3, congratulations, Robert. Splatter in P4, nice points. Scruffy, so sorry for that one. You got a P2 in the first one. You almost had the win here, mate. Great race to watch. I'm sure it was a great amount of fun for you with all of the battling you got to do. And Simon just decides, you know what? We're going to go for the pure entertainment value of this. Let's get some dirty tires. Airport Hobo goes past. Let's go back. Let's see what our friends can do here as we finish the race. And Simon, screaming tires, Airport Hobo. Let's see who can do a 360 the best. I'd say that was a tie, friends. That was a push. Great job, everybody. So much fun and a hell of a win for Justin. So congrats to Kobayashi Maru on a stellar victory. Just ran away with that one. Had an incident or two from the lead, but man, he managed to put it all back together and put up a convincing win. So great win by Justin. Matt MacGyver steals 2nd place. Glava gets 3rd. A great run. Splatter right in the dead middle there in 4th. Scruffy in 5th. Hobo 6th. Simon on his controller that he hates in 7th with the fastest lap, a 125.8. Where the hell did that come from? Oh, in the car he hates too, by the way. So congratulations, everybody. Would anyone like to have an interview? Boy, I hope Justin wants to get in on this. That was a hell of a race. So good job, everybody. Is everybody still in the chat? Sorry about the cough. Let's see if we can find the chat. I am hoping you guys have got a party. And Rob, hello, Rob. You got a party started. Let's join. Holy shit. What a race. That was fantastic. Oh, so much enjoyment. Okay, so we can start at the beginning here. We start with the first race. MacGyver, are you on, mate?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
Hey, terrific run there. So you were standing there just kind of biding your time in 3rd place, letting Airport Hobo and Scruffy Toff have their little fight. And then you came and picked up the scraps and you were gone. Tell us about the race, man.
I just try to keep the thing on track with that car. But I did find a bit of a rhythm there when I got out. I wasn't worried about smashing into anybody and found a few spots to pick up time and then just tried to stay on track.
Yeah, so nothing like clean air in that LFA.
It's tough to race next to somebody in it. It's tough to race without somebody next to you in it on that track, but
absolutely, yeah. I was talking about how that air will get lifted off your front end if you're coming down a hill there can be just absolutely brutal. But man, you made it stick and in convincing fashion. Um, Airport Hobo, I'm going to start with you. Um, what about your clashes with Scruffy in race one?
Uh, I take the course quite a bit different. I tend to slide a bit around the corners a bit
Mm-hmm.
more, and I don't slow down as much. So I was really having to avoid him because he'd break quite a bit earlier than I would,
Uh huh.
and so I would have to go off my line, and he was, I think he was driving a bit defensive too to keep the place, which he did a great job of. But I I missed my braking spots a couple different times, and one of
Yeah.
them costed him a spot, and I bumped him and Matt, and it just, neither race was really all that good for me. I think the way I drive that course, it would have been a lot better if I could have been around, without anybody around me, just because of how much I slide around it.
Sure, sure, and it's bound to happen, and I think the LFA is a bit slidey anyway. To be fair, but you put on a hell of a show for everybody. I mean, win or lose, it was a great thing to watch. I know the second race kind of fell apart for you, and it sounds like for the very reasons you stated. But anyway, it was a hell of a thing to watch, and anywhere you were on track is where I was focused, just for the sheer fun of it. So thanks for that. So speaking of those battles, is Scruffy Toff on the line here, Mark? Have we got
I
you?
am here, Greg.
Hey, so you look like you had the lead about to about to come your way there until you didn't. What happened in the last race?
Well, I was battling with Justin. Obviously, I was having a hell of a battle with Matt behind
Yes.
me, and then I think Matt made a little mistake or something. I managed to pull away, got up behind Justin, and then it was the last bloody lap coming out of you do the hairpin, the little right, the first sort of major right,
Yeah.
and I put a tire in the sand or something. It's the only off I had all bloody night on the last lap of the
You
second
were
race.
so clean. I don't
I
think
was
you
like,
even
oh,
caught dirt in
no, not
either of the
really.
races. I was watching for
No,
it, and you were, oh God, you were clean. And even when you were side by side with Matt and Airport Hobo a couple of times, you rarely had an off. But I
yeah,
mean,
and Travis was right. I mean, I was braking early, but I
yeah,
found that was the quickest way round.
it is.
Um, and yeah, so in the first race, obviously, I think Matt and Airport Hobo had a bit of a coming together just before the final turn.
Yeah, Matt had a bit of
So
an
I
off there. He was well in contention for second place at least, and probably was
yeah, I
going to
don't
give
think that.
Justin a run for it until that happened. But I mean, you said the
Okay.
last bloody lap. It was the last bloody half of the last
Yes,
bloody
so,
lap.
yes, no one knows that more than I, Greg.
Anyway,
I played my bloody joker tonight as well, and I was thinking, right, I'm going to win the first race, and then I thought, God, I could get past Justin. It's going to be maximum points. No, oh well.
oh, I can't wait to see what the Discord looks like in a little while. So anyway, well done, second place in the first race. So nice little batch of points you grabbed there.
Indeed, thank you, Greg.
Thank you. All right, let's go on to who else we got. We don't have Glava. We don't have we don't have our last
Simon's
race's
flat rock.
winner. And I feel kind of terrible about that. But anyway, it's a great win by Kobayashi Maru. Just ran away with it there at the end until you almost had him, Mark. So
Yeah,
since
he was
we don't
driving
have
quite well. I
Justin,
think
how
there
about I
was.
talk to you? What do you think about his defense there at the end?
Well, he was all fair and above board. I mean, to be honest, I would have rather that been anybody else than the boss, because they
he,
might have been a bit more aggressive. But he does defend very well, and
nobody
in
makes
the end,
his
he didn't have
cars
to.
fat.
Yeah, and I think the guy said earlier those things are an absolute nightmare to
Oh
drive when you're
God,
behind someone.
oh, they're horrible.
Absolutely awful.
Yeah, they really are.
So, yeah, well
That
done,
and
Justin.
Laguna's not a very wide course either.
No, it's a
No.
hard one to pass on anyway. So let's see. Let's go to Simon, who had the fastest lap overall. Simon, what the hell, man? On a controller?
Yeah, no idea.
What?
No idea. I even coming around last corner, I had to lift off slightly, otherwise I'd have been in sand.
Yeah.
So it could have been even faster. And then on next lap, in first sector, I went 3.5 quicker.
I was watching MacGyver.
I reckon there's a 24 in there.
Yeah. It looked like it could happen.
No idea where.
I would look back at your numbers, man, and what your sectors look like. But oh my god, it was quick. Now I was watching MacGyver, thinking, "Oh, surely he's going to catch Simon on the fastest lap," and then you dropped another one.
Yeah. I was saying on chat that it'd be absolutely pointless to watch it back because I'm never going to race that car on that track ever again.
No, please do. I mean, if nothing else, for just the 360s at the end. Yeah, you got a proper spin on the very end there at the start finish line. So thanks for that.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, let's jump over to Rob. Rob Ladder, tell us about your race. It looked like it was dramatic, to say the least.
I was just basically getting in everyone's way, I think.
I would not say that.
I was so inconsistent on that. I was all over the bloody shop. I don't know what people were thinking going behind me. I find it actually very similar to Mount Panorama, whereby it's a very unique track with an awkward downhill section that's just very scribbly that I really struggle with. It was all good fun though.
Yeah, you hear that a lot about Laguna Seca. It's tough. The hills, the curves, some of them blind. Doesn't make for easy racing. It certainly makes for good and fun racing. I think what I saw happen to you is what happens to a lot of us is where you're in the middle of the pack, and it's just very difficult to find your way around without catching a lot of gravel.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was slow off the pace on quali, right at the back, so the rest of the races was just trying to keep up.
Yeah.
And I'm a bit annoyed that Mark wasn't on the chat while we're racing, though. He was clearly concentrating and trying to.
Oh, that bastard!
Well, I was waiting.
That's
for him to
absolutely right, Rob.
I was waiting for him to be in the lead, and I could start telling him about his hard-on and things like that when he tried to put me off being in the lead. But I wasn't given that opportunity, which I think is very unfair.
Such a plonker.
Well, tough titties.
Tough titty kitty. He's here to win. You guys, that's spectacular, man. I appreciate you putting on a great show. Especially appreciate you guys for such fair play and for joining us on the driver interviews. I'm going to call it a night here. It has been an absolute blast watching you guys and getting to talk to you at the end. I'm going to sign off for Gen X Racing. So for now, until tomorrow when the Scruffy Top is back on the comms, this is Spiffy G signing off for today. So long, bitches.
Cheers, Spiffy.
Thanks for the race, guys.
All right, you guys. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, terrific. Oh my God, dude. Anywhere you were on the track, Mark, was fucking drama. And same goes for Travis. It's like I'm just watching these guys because they're out of their fucking minds.
Yeah, I think Airport Hobo in race 1 and Matt in race 2 must have been shouting, "Why is he braking so bloody early?"
No, yeah.